is Tempo FM.
And thank you to the Sky News team. Yes, you are listening to Rebecca doing something a little bit different here at Tempo FM. If you would like more information on what's going on in the local area, you can visit our website, www.tempofm.co.uk. You can email us, studio@tempofm.co.uk. You can even send us a text. Send text to 8228, starting the message with the word tempo, followed by a space and standard network rate supply. And they will pop up here on the screen, just like one I've just received from my mum, who says that she's finally got to hear me. She had trouble tuning in the radio last week, but she's finally got there, and she's given me a song request. So this one's for you. Seeing as we are talking about the colour blue and also the benefits of it, this song has become incredibly popular recently, thanks to the Guardian of the Galaxy films, which are Marvel films, and it's called Mr. Blue Sky by ELO. So I'm gonna put that on for you now, and then we're gonna follow it up with the weather. Here we go.
Tempo FM weather.
Thank you, Electric Light Orchestra, for bringing us in with Mr. Blue Sky into the weather. Well, today it's a chilly start with some frost and fog or freezing fog patches. Otherwise, it's a cold but a fine day, so it is a blue sky out there. In fact, the sunshine is streaming in through the Tempo FM windows as I speak. It's brightest in the east, with the west periodically turning cloudier, with maximum temperatures of 8 degrees Celsius, and then tonight it's going to be dry during the evening and overnight, with winds remaining light, which is quite good. Clear spells should allow temperatures to dip once again, leading to frost and perhaps some fog patches, with a minimum temperature of -4 degrees Celsius. So no sign of any snow yet, but that's okay, because whatever the weather, we can always enjoy a cup of tea. In fact, whatever the weather and whatever we're doing, everything stops for tea. That was Professor Elemental with Everything Stops for Tea. Quite an old song, that one. So many of these songs are just so old. Like, no one, as I said before, no one sings about tea anymore. It's always about alcohol and probably coffees from some well-known high street coffee vendor who also do hot chocolates. I'm more of a hot chocolate person myself. Always really nice to have. Obviously, you can have hot chocolate with milk. That tends to be the way to go. But if you have it with water, sometimes you need to add a little bit of sugar to it. And this is Maroon 5 with Sugar. You're listening to 107.4 Tempo FM, coming from the heart of Wetherby.
The Tempo FM What's On Guide.
Oh yes, let's get a little look-see at what is happening in and around Wetherby. Well, on the website, tempofm.co.uk, on the local news tab at the top, the very first thing you can see is the Wetherby Park Run. I happen to know some people who have been on the Park Run the last couple of weeks, and they have been improving their times. And it's not necessarily a run, so it's a free weekly 5-kilometre run for everyone of all standards. So you can run it, walk it, jog it, you could skip it if you wanted to, I imagine. That's every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. You need to meet at Wetherby Sports Association, which is by Wetherby Swimming Pool, and it doesn't matter whether you're a sprinter or whether you've never done much running before. It's just a great chance for lots of people to come together and have a go at doing it all together. This also helps with a bit of motivation, and if today is Blue Monday, motivation and lack of completion of New Year's resolutions can factor in, apparently, to being sad here on Blue Monday. But going out and meeting up with lots of people, and afterwards you can even have a coffee, a tea or a coffee, and chat to other runners in the in the coffee shop right afterwards. If you don't fancy running or jogging, there's also Boston Spa's Walking for Health, which is on the 4th Tuesday of every month. So the next walk is tomorrow, 21st of January, where you meet at the Methodist Church at 10 a.m. Or you can meet at 11 a.m. if you just want to go for refreshments and a chat. So an easy walk, which is about an hour of walking with refreshments, which are £1 in the church hall afterwards. And there is a number to call on the website. Again, that's on the website, www.tempofm.co.uk, and it's in the local news tab. Today, we've been talking about Blue Monday. It's also Brew Monday, as in cups of tea, and I like to have a bit of sugar in mine. Well, I say sugar. I don't really drink it, but when I started off trying to drink it, it was with a lot of milk and some sugar as well. But for the price of a cup of tea, to meet up and be able to have a cuppa for £1 and to hang out with other like-minded people, whether it be on the walk or on the run, or anyone who just, you want to have a catch-up with, or neighbours, or just anyone who you feel like needs a company, meeting up for a cup of tea is always a fantastic idea. And I think that might be what happened when Belle and Sebastian met up to write this next song. This next song is called For the Price of a Cup of Tea. Belle and Sebastian with For the Price of a Cup of Tea. Probably one of the most up-to-date songs about tea that I discovered in my research. As I said before, there's so many old songs where we British love our tea, don't we? We've always loved our tea. And I think after the next song, I'm going to tell you where tea actually originated from. I think, obviously, it's very, very popular here in Britain. In fact, it's become a bit of a national icon all across the world. But it didn't originally come from us. And you may not have originally been able to put sugar into tea, because obviously sugar was a very valuable thing to be able to have. It was you had to be very wealthy to be able to have sugar and sugar cane. So what they probably used instead was some honey. And it's still a viable option to put in tea now. And ABBA with Honey. Have I had honey in tea before? No, I haven't. I've tried a slice of lemon in tea before. That felt very fancy, and I still didn't like the taste of it, unfortunately. Still hot chocolates for me, but in the very least, you want to make sure it's nice and hot. So, tea originated in southwest China. So, although obviously it's a very British thing now to think, cup of tea, British, it's actually from China and Asia, and it was originally used as a kind of medicine, which is unsurprising considering the health benefits that you can get from tea. It was popularized as a recreational drink during the Chinese Tang dynasty, and then after that, tea drinking spread to other East Asian countries. In fact, it was Portuguese priests and merchants who introduced it to Europe during the 16th century. Now, that's obviously not all of the history of tea. That's the earliest bit of tea. Tea is also found in India, but I'm going to cover that bit next, after this next song by the band Blue, in honour of a supposed Blue Monday. And when you are making tea, of course, you want to make sure that the water is nice and bubbling hot. Yes, it is Tempo FM. It's 107.4 on your dial and also on the internet at www.tempofm.co.uk. I've been playing songs about blue, but the positive side of blue, not Blue Monday blue, not sad blue. Also tea and sugar. So if you're feeling a bit glum, you can also rock the blues away with AC/DC. Woo, yeah, AC/DC with Rock the Blues Away. Always a nice idea when you're feeling a little bit glum, whether it's Blue Monday or not Blue Monday, or whatever on earth today is. Just to quickly explain, if you've only joined me, I'm Rebecca. I'm doing something a little bit different, and I've got just 22 minutes to 1. 21 minutes to 1. It just changed. I've got 21 minutes left to play songs about Blue Monday. Well, the positive sides of Blue. I'm not playing miserable songs. Blue Monday and tea. And sugar, because it is Blue Monday. Supposedly, it's actually false news. It's not a real date. Someone claimed that they had produced a formula that calculated the saddest day of the year, based on things like debt, days since Christmas, just the general weather, and New Year's resolutions, and motivation, and so many other things. However, it was a hoax in 2005, created by the holiday company Sky Travel, probably to try and motivate people into booking their holidays for the summer. Though if it were me, I'd probably have booked it last summer and got it a bit cheaper. But then, so that's Blue Monday, and then to counteract that, Brew Monday, that's brew as in a cup of tea, was created by the Samaritans as a way of encouraging folks like you and me to get together, and you can help raise money for the Samaritans, or even just get together just to enjoy a cup of tea with something, as long as it's I don't think it matters in particular what kind of tea it is, and it certainly doesn't matter what kind of drink it is, as long as it's hot and wet, or even cold and wet. You could even just have water. I'm definitely a water person. You can just meet up with people, enjoy a cuppa, and it can be today, it can be at work, it can be at home, it can be tomorrow, it can be whenever. It's just a great opportunity to get people together and to counteract what is supposedly Blue Monday, the saddest day of the year. Incidentally, the happiest day of the year has been figured out to be a slightly variable date, usually about June or in midsummer, which is obviously where we get the most amount of sunshine, and we're probably feeling at our best, and it's nice and warm, and we want to go out more. I think that's a big factor to whether you're feeling happy or not, is how much you get out the house, which is why Brew Monday is so good. But it's also important to bear in mind, it's also Sugar Awareness Week here in the UK, to help make people aware of what could have sugar in, whether you know it or not, because obviously sugar is the leading cause of obesity and other health issues. So if you like a lot of sugar, I recommend drinking a lot of tea. It might counteract everything that you've been eating full of sugar. Right, on with the music. Next one I'm going to play is by an artist called Iron and Wine, and the song is called Her Tea Leaves, and that's leaves spelt as in the leaf, not leaves as in walking away. I don't think tea could walk away, even if it wanted to. There we go. Iron and Wine, Her Tea Leaves.
Tempo FM Travel.
Yes, let's get a quick look at what is happening out on the roads. Well, in Wetherby itself, looking a little slow, particularly around like on North Street, heading north on North Street, quite slow up there. Doesn't indicate why. Little slow, not as slow if you're heading south. Also slow around Hallfield Lane and Walton Road, which is Hallfield Lane is the one that goes past the back of Morrison's car park and the high school. Walton Road is the one that connects it around that bend near the fire station. Otherwise, looking green. The A1M nice and green all over. Going into Knaresborough on the A59, there are traffic lighted roadworks along there. That's if you're going into Knaresborough. And then Boston Spa looking a little patchy, Tadcaster looking patchy, more roadworks with temporary traffic signals on the A659 as you go in and out of Tadcaster near Rudgate or near Tadcaster Grammar School. That's if you're heading west that way. Otherwise, it's all looking okay. Yeah, otherwise it's quite a green looking map, which is pretty good today. Pretty good, considering it's such a nice day out as well.
Tempo FM.
Oh, that was short. It said it was 2 seconds long, or 1 second long. I'm a little surprised. Right, yes, you are listening to 107.4 Tempo FM. It is 10 minutes to 1, and you are listening to Rebecca with something a little bit different. And I've only got 10 minutes left, haven't I? So I should probably fill it all up with music. And the next one is another song about tea, and whatever kind of tea you like, whether you like green tea, white tea, red tea, black tea, oolong tea, whatever kind you like. They are all real kinds of tea, by the way. You may not have heard of the Java Jive, but they sing about tea in this song. So these guys are called the Ink Spots, and the song is called Java Jive. And yes, they sing about tea.
What's on Guide?
Yes, what's on? Let's have a quick look. So, what's on tomorrow? Tonight. Monday the 20th of January, that's today, at Boston, there is a Boston Spa Parish Council meeting, 7 until 9 in the Village Hall. The meeting is open to all, and the first 20 minutes at the start of the meeting is allocated for members of the public to make comments or to raise issues or concerns. And then a week tomorrow, there's the UK Torina Presents with the Village Society and Spothworth, Between You and Me with Ian McKellen and Luke Carver-Cross. That's on Tuesday 28th of January. Doors open 7 for shows to start at 7:30. It's a night of words, songs and a breathtaking comedy. For more information on that and other local events, visit our website at www.tempo.fm and click on the local events tabs. There's also the local news tabs. And following on from me, at 3 o'clock is the sensational 70s show with Rob Allen. 5 till 7, it's Drive Time with Stuart Robinson. And then from 7 o'clock, it's the Phoebe and Brooke show. Now, I have to play this next song. Absolutely have to play it. What's the one thing that you might associate builders with? Obviously, it's a bit of a cliche that they get associated with this. Builders, plumbers, workers, anyone who works with their hands or works in the trade, they all like their cups of tea, don't they? They all like their cups of tea. Oh yes, a bit of Right Said Fred from Bernard Cribbins. I was actually asked in primary school to try and figure out what on earth it was they were trying to move. From what I can gather, it was a piano, and the walls and the doors were actually the house that they were moving it into. So this is almost me finished with. I'm going to lead you off with Sugar by Robin Schultz and Francesco Yates. Into the news. Thank you so much for listening. I've been Rebecca. See you next week.